Hi folks, in this short recording we're going to review how we calculate our basic weighted average common share amount, or WACS. So now let's begin. The question we have says that on January the 1st, 2011, Wansto had 580,000 common shares issued and outstanding. On April the 30th, they issued an additional 220,000 common shares, and again on October the 1st they didn't issue more shares, but they bought some back and they canceled or retired them. Okay, so they took 100,000 shares off the market. What we want you to do is to calculate Wansto's WACS, or weighted average common shares outstanding, for the entire period or the entire year from January 1st to December 31st, 2011, and we want you to work with the nearest whole share amounts. So let's begin. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a little table. And you'll notice in this table what we've done is we put the time period, the number of shares outstanding over each time period, the fraction of the year which is going to act as our weight when we calculate the weighted average, and then we're going to calculate our weighted average for each period. So now, how do we use this table setup? Well, we know that starting on January the 1st, we had 580,000 shares, common shares outstanding. However, don't forget, they were outstanding only until April 30th when we issued another 220,000. So up until April 30th, I had 580,000 shares outstanding. So that means for that 4-month period, out of 12 whole months for the year, I had 580,000 shares outstanding. So on a weighted average basis, I had 193,333 shares outstanding over that 4-month period. Now, I didn't have 580,000 shares outstanding for long, because on April the 30th, I issued another 220,000. So once May opens up, I now have not 580,000, but an added 220,000 to give me 800,000 shares until the end of September. Why the end of September? Well, don't forget, on October, I took some shares off the market. So if we focus now just on this period, which is only up to the end of September, because the next day we bought back some shares, right? We repurchased and canceled them. But for this period of time, May, June, July, August, and September, that means I had 800,000 shares outstanding for that 5-month period that goes from May 1 to September 30th. So my weighted average common share amount for that period is 333,333. So now I know on October the 1st, I canceled 100,000 shares, so I repurchased and canceled, or that means purchasing them or buying them back and retiring them. So now I don't have 800,000 shares outstanding come October the 1st. I only have 700,000 because I bought back 100,000 of the 800,000 that were out there. So for how long did I have 700,000 shares out there? Well, you bought them back. You bought 100,000 back in October. Doesn't say in the question you did anything to the end of December ever since that October 1st repurchase. So that means that 700,000 must have been outstanding for all of October, November, and December, which is a 3-month period. So what we're going to do is we're going to calculate 700,000 times that fraction of the year, which is 3 divided by 12, in order to get 175,000 as our weighted average for that period of time. So therefore, if we add up all the weighted average amounts that we've calculated over the 12-month period, then that means that our weighted average common shares outstanding is going to be 701,666 shares. And it's this amount that we would use in order to calculate our earnings per share. So if we had net income and we knew anything about our preferred share dividends, we would divide it by our WACS, or our weighted average common share amount. So this concludes our short video on how to calculate a basic weighted average common share amount.